Hello, my friends, it's Mike, just prepping for a frozen shoulder class, and it turns out to be an exciting time to be learning about shoulders. At least this is what I've found in my last few weeks of prep, because some stories that I had been telling about the shoulder have deepened, and others have kind of shifted or are feeling like more head scratchy than I used to think. Case in point, a deepening of my understanding of the shoulder is that not all of the shoulder is equally distributed with mechanoreceptors and with nociceptors. Turns out that mechanoreceptors in green are more dense where there's transitions between capsule and periosteum, and also more dense in the ligaments emanating from the clavicle. But there are some parts of the capsule that are much less dense in mechanoreceptors. And you might say, that makes sense, but how might it figure into dyskinesia or movement restriction, especially when there is an injury or a source of contracture in the shoulder, like there is in frozen shoulder? What does this mean for our clinical priorities? And even more so when it comes to nociceptors, which, remember, are not just nerve endings that sense what's going on in a connective tissue. They are regulators of inflammation in that tissue. So some people have called them nocifensors, defensive nociceptors. These free nerve endings or nociceptors are sending threat information back to the central nervous system, but they are also sending that information to the immune system in the tissue. And so places of higher density nociceptors are probably places where the storm of a persistent inflammatory condition is being driven, or at least it's a major place where the feedback loop might be happening. So I was a bit surprised actually to find that the superior capsule is the most common for nociceptor activity. Not that surprised, but I thought there'd be more going on with nociceptors in the capsule inferiorly, but not according to a pretty solid review by Lamonderie et al. In 2020. So I'll post that link in the description. But it gives us some clues as to what might be happening when there's either an injury or a contracture in this area. Which tissues might then become sensitized by abnormal movement, or at least in the case of sensitivity, might find that abnormal movement more insulting than in other circumstances. Also highly nociceptive is that long head of biceps. So anyway, just a snippet from this upcoming course. If you're interested, it can be taken online on your own time or live. And if you're in the Seattle area, feel free to join in person. I hope you enjoyed this little snippet. I'll post a few interesting peer-reviewed articles about the shoulder, but I'm grateful to be learning this. I think it'll change my treatment, and I'm curious what that makes you think of for your practice. Have a great day. Bye-bye.